Alison Rosen. Alison Rosen is your new best friend. Alison, with her good times never end. Alison Rosen, doing the wavy pencil dance again. Alison Rosen, Alison's your new best friend.
I feel like it's kind of an early time to be doing what's going to be the best show you've ever seen. I feel like best show you've ever seen, prime time, is like, by the way, this is not rehearsed. This is off the cuff. I'm like Miss Maisel in the flesh. Do you guys watch that show? Who watches that show? Here's my issue with that show. Her jokes aren't funny. Have you noticed? Like the audience, Anthony Bruce is eating that shit up, but she's up there just like, this is why I should have rehearsed, or come up with it ahead of time. But it's pithy, but it's not funny. And as someone who's like made my career being more on the pithy side than funny side, I probably shouldn't have even said that. Couple things. First, I need to just ask you guys some questions. Who has heard my show before? Who's not heard my show before? Okay. Raise your hands. I need to know where the people are. Okay. Hello. Hi, Rob. Hello. Hi, don't know your name. Okay. So now I know, because sometimes I might need to explain some things. And I'll just target it right at you guys. So a couple things that you should know about me that I like to tell people right away. These are things that are currently disconnected from my life, but I feel like they give me cred and make me sound cool. And one is that I was born in Oakland. And two is that I used to play in a band. Both of these were eons ago. However, my husband, Daniel, you guys don't know who that is, but the rest of you probably do. He's like, what if you could get the Angoras? That was my old band. My dad called us the Allegras. What if you could get the Angoras to play? And I thought, that'd be cool, but no, because we're all spread out. But then I thought, but what if? Which is the same thing I think when I'm like, I've had 4 cups of coffee. Can I have another one? No. But what if? Can I sleep with an electric blanket and a heat pad? No. But what if? I do, and it's a whole separate, I'm gonna start a podcast about it. Anyway, very, very excited to be here, excited to have, so many people came in for this show. It's super duper exciting. And so just so you know what's coming, we're gonna chat with my producer in a minute, because I haven't seen him in a while. And then we've got Kirsten Vangsness. She's here. She's lovely. And then the Angoras, the whole bunch of stuff. I probably shouldn't have mentioned any of it. Anyway, okay. First, so my producer, Thaxton. Thaxton is going to come to the stage. Now, Tony plays drums in a band called Motion City Soundtrack, and he's been on tour abandoning me and the podcast. I know from Tony's Instagram, where he immodestly reposts videos of people chanting his name, that he only comes to the stage if people chant Tony. So let's do it. Tony, 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 woo! Hello, it's been like a month.
I know.
There's a bubble in my throat, which is so unfortunate right now.
Are you okay? I can take over.
What? I knew you had aspirations.
Right.
How's
Correct.
it going?
It's going really well. I'm almost done. Literally only 2 more shows. And it's been great. I think, we'd taken 3+ years off, and we weren't sure. We felt pretty good that people would still care, but we didn't know for sure.
It seems like, according to your, again, immodestly reposted Instagram stories, it seems like they really, really care.
Yeah, it's surpassed our expectations, I think. The crowds have been much bigger than I thought they were going to be. There were some venues we played that I thought were going to be way too big, and then they sell out. So,
well, how nice for you.
Right.
Tony, you told me that some craziness happened at the show yesterday.
It was a weird day yesterday. Yeah, we played in Berkeley last night. Woo! Yeah, I mean, again, don't get me wrong. This is not like going to blow your mind or anything, but compared to normally things run pretty smoothly, and we get there, load in, play the show, whatever. It's just the day. It's kind of that every day. But yesterday, we do our sound check and everything. We're backstage, and I had noticed my drum tech came in our dressing room at one point, and there were a couple of guys just kind of like lingering near him, and I thought they were waiting on him for something. I wasn't in the dressing room at the time, but these guys come into the dressing room and just like open the refrigerator in the dressing room and start looking in it, and then
Was it a health inspection?
Maybe that would have been better. And then our guitar player is like, "Who are you guys?" And they like said their names and then just walked out. And so like later in the day, like everybody's like, "Yeah, who are those guys?" Because you don't know. Like it could be guys that work at the club. It could be because the openers every day, like the first band every day has been a local band. So like you don't know, and you just sort of give it the benefit of the doubt. That
Are they Alison
is,
Rosen's Your New Best Friend fans?
It might have been. Let me ask you this: do you have a lot of fans that do crystal meth?
Not a lot. What do you call a lot?
At least 2.
I mean, probably.
Okay.
Probably.
All right. Well, maybe then.
So tweakers.
Yeah. So it turns out, at some point, somebody found out they had the venue had put some posters in our room for us to sign, and I guess they came in and took one of those, and they had gone to one of the other dressing rooms and taken some tequila, and then once this was kind of found out, eventually our tour manager ends up calling the cops. I guess it's like they stole stuff. Like they should get arrested.
Wow.
And
what a nerd.
Hey, well let me
dork. Loser square.
That is my home for the day. I thankfully didn't have my backpack with my laptop.
Dude. Cool people are like, hey, you want to do drugs? Sit on my lap. Have stuff in my refrigerator. Here, play with my dog.
Do you want the hard drives with your show stolen?
Oh, my show.
Yeah.
I thought you meant, like, theoretically, if I were in Motion City Soundtrack,
No.
and I was debating it.
And you never will be.
No, I don't want that.
Right.
Thank you for reminding me. I don't want that.
So that's why
that
he was like...
I didn't know my show was in danger.
Yeah. So I guess then when the cops came and then searched these guys, they had... they found crystal meth on them. And
the Courtney Friel episode that's airing Monday.
Right?
She's a newscaster. Trump hit on her. It's interesting.
And one of them had an empty backpack. So clearly some intent going on there.
Wow.
And so that was a little pre-show excitement. And then as if that wasn't enough, when we're about 10 minutes from going on the stage, I'm making myself a little cocktail for the stage. And making a vodka soda. Want to put a little lime in there. Cut the lime. Boom! Right into my thumb.
Oh, no.
Immediately gushing so much blood.
Ew, Tony.
And I'm moments from going on stage.
Oh, my God. I was just telling my drummer, Tim, I own him.
Yeah.
I was telling him about your crazy scar on your arm from, but I couldn't, even though I know the whole story, it was this Patreon bonus episode.
That's a cue.
A Patreon bonus episode.
Patreon.
Thank you. Where you shared the story. Like in half a second, remind me, your arm exploded. What happened?
I broke it. It didn't heal. I had surgery. Then the plate they put in got infected months later, and then it exploded.
It's an appetizing story.
Yeah.
And now you're
it's
cutting
much
into
longer.
your thumb.
Yeah.
Be careful.
Yeah.
Those are your money makers.
So I had to go down and clean out my thumb and bandage it heavily, and then cut the tip off of a rubber glove and placed it over my thumb and played the show like that. And then about halfway through the show, I started not feeling great.
Were you bleeding out?
No, that's what I was worried about because I was like, I don't know how you know when you need stitches. I think I'm okay, but I just definitely didn't start feeling good. But let me tell you why. As soon as we got off stage, immediately ran to the bathroom and had diarrhea.
Oh.
Yeah. So great day yesterday.
So one of my friends, Jody, shit himself while he was like looking at the beach and then just shit himself the other day. And this was the first thing that my friends brought up when I saw it. And I just kept being like, hope you don't, be careful, hope you don't shit yourself again. And then later he was drinking black coffee. And I was like, what are you doing? That seems like That's like, I have a gun that keeps going off. Could I have more bullets? And he had such a casual attitude about it. He was very much like, when you get older, it happens. It's not going to happen again. Which is like very mixed messages. Like, it happens all the time. I'm not worried about it happening again. Because for me, if I had some kind of explosive incident, I would be squeezing my cheeks. I would be very worried about anything passing by there.
Yeah.
But he was so casual about it. So, like, where are you on the butt cheek squeezing scale?
Oh, I was terrified, like, because I was worried that's what was coming, and so I gotta finish the show, and I think definitely I was just trying to get through it for the second half, and I'm sorry, anyone, I don't assume anyone was there last night that's here,
If
but
the drums seemed extra clenched.
Was there actually anyone here that was? Oh, someone's pointing, and then he's. Oh, that's the same thing. Yeah.
Yeah. Everyone was there.
Well, thank your cousin for me. But yeah, I just wanted to get through it, and then immediately ran off stage and went straight to the bathroom. Cool, huh?
Well, thanks.
Good morning, everyone.
Thanks for that story. You know I love poop stuff.
I know,
but
that's
I like
why
that you save it for the live show.
Yeah.
Because I feel like you don't join in the scat chat in the studio as much as I would like.
Well, it's not necessarily like a. I don't think I feel as
It's not a
strongly
passion?
about it as you, but it
How
literally
they
happened last
say-
night. So
You know how they say when you find your passion, you're in the flow. You don't notice time passing.
Flow's
It
not a
doesn't
good
feel
word
like
to use in
work.
this. Yeah.
Poop stuff is my flow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Again, not the best phrasing.
Okay, I'm gonna let you go empty your bowels, or whatever you do. I'm just saying, thank you for joining us for this.
Thanks
We're
for
gonna
having
see
me.
Tony again, but it's now time for me to bring out the woman you came to see, Kirsten Vangsness. You know her as Penelope Garcia on Criminal Minds. Let's chant for her. Let's just chant, Kirsten. Kirsten, 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 Kirsten. Oh, grab a mic. Hello.
Hi.
Thank you for joining us. So you posted some stuff last night that you were going to host something, and I was like, oh, you're already in town. I figured you were at Sketchfest hosting, but then you texted me this morning to say that your plane was running late.
Yes.
So where were you last night, and what were you hosting?
I was hosting the CAS Awards, which is the Cinema Audio Society. So all the people that make all the noises, like Foley artists and all that. Harrison
how
Ford
they
was there.
Crack celery to do bones cracking
Yes,
or something.
yes.
That's all
and
I know.
I had to be the opening. I was the host, and I wore a very fancy dress, and I wrote a song at the beginning. I wrote this whole thing.
Wow.
I wrote a history of mixers, and I wrote this song about, because they didn't have a theme song, and I was like, actors have a theme song, which is like, I'm sleepy, it's cold, what are my lines? And directors have a theme song, which is, I like that idea, I'm gonna steal it and pretend it's my idea. And so I had a line in the song I wrote, and it was, for every cough, sneeze, and meow. And I did this, I was wearing a glamorous dress. I did this, just so I could say meow. It's fake, everyone, don't be afraid.
We have to
And if you're listening to
explain
the
it.
podcast,
Yeah.
I'm wearing a very large bicep-sized tattoo that says what, ladies and gentlemen? And
Catterday.
It says Catterday on it. And people get angry when they see it if they think that you really made that choice long term. But I did the whole thing, and then I sang and I cough, sneeze, and no one could see it. So yeah, and then later on during the show, you'd hear people whisper like, "Look at her arm." But yeah, so I was hosting that, and then I got on a plane this morning to do this.
Now
which I'm very happy that I did.
Thank you so much for
it's my
doing
pleasure.
this.
I'm
Thank
so
you so
happy to
much.
be here.
Thank you so much.
I enjoy your podcast.
I enjoy you.
Oh.
It sounded.
No, it didn't.
Okay, good.
I understand the timbre of your voice, and I think that people that know Patreon understand the timbre of your voice, and those
Yeah.
that don't need to learn it.
And I think probably people that just subscribe on Apple Podcasts, iTunes.com/Alison Rosen also get it.
Right,
Yeah.
sure. And I need to go on and make my review.
Oh, my God.
I haven't done that yet. You know,
Could I love you more? No.
I heard on a podcast I just recently started listening to that you need to make a new review because sometimes the algorithm gets weird.
Everyone, right now, Leave a review. Yeah, the charts thing, it's a big mystery to
chart.
everyone. Now, you're the thing I want to talk to you about. You're one of the rare few who you don't host a podcast yet, do you?
I don't. I'm on this one. I don't.
Right.
I have a weird, I'm like both unfortunately, I will share. When I was in first grade, the teacher went over to my mom. She's like, there are no secrets in your house. Like, I can't. And I came from a very tumultuous house, so that's not good to like just be like, guess what my dad did? That's not, people don't want that. But I can't, I'm a compulsive, I share my own things.
Truth teller? Because that's just like me.
Yeah, like my own things. And so I feel like I would be very afraid to have a podcast. Because my mother, I remember the first interview I did in like a paper for like a play I'd done. This is before Criminal Minds had aired. And the very last line of it was like in a theater paper. The very last line was something like blah, 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 and then I masturbate. And my mom said, someday, what's going to happen when you get famous? I mean, what are you going to say? And still to this day, like, I can't help it. I'll say something like that. And I thought to myself, are you going to still be the person who'll just say, and then I masturbated? And yeah, which I don't know that's a good thing. I feel like there should be a point where you learn decorum or how to be an adult or something.
I struggle with that because I also am someone who just blurts stuff out. Quick detour. Did you happen? You know who Joe Rogan is, right? Everyone knows who Joe Rogan is. Bernie Sanders.
I know he supported him, and I feel like I have this feeling about him, so I kind of block out his face. But if I saw his face, I'd know exactly
about
who he
Joe.
Is. What does he look like? Is he a silver hair?
He's bald and he's very buff and he hosts MMA and he
that guy.
He was on Fear Factor and his radio.
Yes, and I know who he is, and I know he supported what's his face, so I get all this.
So there was this article trending, but the article is actually from August. I thought in the Atlantic, and it's like why. It's exploring Joe Rogan's popularity and like the good and the bad, and because he can be a bit of a controversial figure. I should say I've been on his podcast. He's always been very nice to me. Thank you, Joe.
Is he supposed to be like a little flavor of misogynistic-y on him?
That is one of the things people say. Yeah. So and also that he gives a platform to people that like a lot of people like Alex Jones feel should be deplatformed. But anyway, this is such a long way to get to what I'm trying to say.
I'm with you though.
But so anyway, the article was saying the thing about Joe is he just said any thought he entertains, he feels like he should say. Like he doesn't filter his thoughts enough. He just kind of if it's interesting to him, he just says it. And I thought, I invented that.
But did you? No,
That's my thing.
But I think that his problem, and I don't frequent him, but I would suggest that someone like that isn't curating their thoughts. And that doesn't mean keeping them secret. That means it's coming out, and you're like, as long as it doesn't hurt anybody but me, we're fine. And you know what I'm saying? Like when it's coming out of your body, it should be going through a filter of, is it true? Is it a story I tell myself about somebody else? And what does it say about me? So if he has that unconsciousness that he doesn't know what that says about him, then I think that you have to listen to him with a filter, which I think you should listen to anybody with. But
well, you have found a way to make me feel great about the fact that I blurt out everything that goes through my mind.
You're welcome.
So thank you very much.
You're welcome.
I
think.
Now, you said that you... No. Did you say I think?
I think
I
should
take
be
it.
glad?
Take it.
Okay.
Feel good.
Okay.
Yeah, you've made me feel wonderful. You said you came from a tumultuous house.
I did.
What kind?
I always describe it as like raised by wolves, or have you seen an after-school special, or stuff like that. Here's the thing: everybody's okay. I have a really my father transitioned to non-physical, and I have a very good relationship with him now. And
like better now that he's not here.
Yes, because it was very wrought, and I like to think, and maybe this is just how I get through the day. I know it's how I get through the day, to be clear. So no one can take this away from me because I need to get through the fucking day. Am I allowed to cuss? Good. I thought so. So I like to think that before we get on the planet, there's all these people, and this person's like, I'm going to be such a thorn, and I'm going to be such a jerk because I care about you so much. And I feel like we had that kind. Like I always say, like 45 in the White House, that like he single-handedly uncovered a rock of issues that all of us had to deal with at the exact same time. So in a way, you know what I mean? As frustrating, as reprehensible as I think that behavior is, I used to work at a group home and used to be like, that behavior is reprehensible. Please don't, I don't like that you pooped in that pillowcase and you're throwing it at me. That is reprehensible behavior.
Because you love the pillowcase?
Yeah. It was a good thread count, you know.
Yeah.
But like, you have the right to breathe air the same as I do. You have the right to have your dreams and wishes and your pursuit of happiness, but your behavior is reprehensible. So I could say that I was around people whose behavior as I became an adult, and you get that weird disconnect where you're like, I'm never gonna be an adult because they act like such jerks. And then you become one and you're like, wait a minute, you know? And then you treat everything that's adult like you're being a jerk, like getting stupid airplane tickets. What a jerk. A jerk trying to take magnesium before you go to bed so you're not hungover.
Paying
Such
my
stupid jerk.
Paying my mortgage.
Well, I
How
don't do that.
lame.
Who does that?
Okay. No, not me. I don't.
Yeah. But like,
So lame.
I think that, did that make sense? Did I answer your question?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, kind of.
That's exactly what I wanted to do.
You.
Because I think proper nouns get tricky with things like that. Because I think everybody, you could say, who had a tumultuous childhood? And like a lot of people are going to raise their hand.
Yeah.
And then some people are like, oh, I feel guilty because mine wasn't really that bad. Or
Well,
whatever. I don't know.
you can have an overtly tumultuous childhood, which it sounds like you did.
Yeah, in
Or
my
you can
experience.
have I feel like, I mean, there's more than these two options, but another option is like sort of what I had, which I would say was covertly tumultuous, in that I was like, till I was, excuse me, in my late teens or early 20s, I was like, I came from a perfect home, perfect everything. I don't understand why I'm so messed up.
But that could be the very reason. I mean, I mean, that
No,
could
no,
be
no,
the
it's
reason,
not, though.
But, well, and it
It
could
was
be the very
very
reason why
tumultuous.
people perceive me as being very together, because I'm so okay with my not togetherness sometimes, or I'm so dedicated to like making it make sense, or like writing about it, or doing things about it. But like, I feel like now, like everybody that was involved in it was in tumultuousness. My mother was, oh my God, like I think, like, oh my gosh. Yeah, you're also taking these children along with you in it.
How
but
many
like,
children?
Just two, me and my sister. But like I said, everybody is so great and happy now, like, and okay, everybody's in one piece. And I feel like that kind of contrast, if you can choose to alchemize it, and if you have the means and the power and the privilege eventually, or I don't know, like I think that some people can't get out of it. I was lucky, we were
Yeah.
lucky to, you know, and people have it way worse than that. Like I'm not saying, but you know, it's also hilarious.
Your
Thanks,
shitty
guys,
childhood?
for that silence. Yes, it can be. Anyway.
And you worked in a group home.
I did
So-
my day job before I always knew I wanted to act, but like I knew very, very clearly I was gonna live on cat food for the rest of my life by choosing to do that. So I was like, okay, cool. So I'm just gonna keep doing theater and just do my thing, and then just have 3 day jobs. So it would be like, I work at a murder mystery dinner theater, and I work at Wells Fargo Bank. That was a bad idea on their side. Or I worked at a group home for years, I did. And then I was a long-term substitute teacher, and I had a lot of different jobs.
Which was the hardest?
Oh, the group home was very difficult, but it was also very beautiful. It was a very seductive job because you're living with these human beings who need a lot of help. And this is at the time when the California law allowed people who had a theater degree to watch children. And everybody else who was there were like studying to be social workers or whatever. And I was like getting a degree in sparkle hands. And so, but it was good because then there was like, I would work with this woman, Susan, and she was amazing. And like, she lived her whole life. Like her dad was like a biker, and she was like super intense, and she knew how to make loose meat sandwiches, and the kids loved those. And
Whoa, wait. Loose meat?
it's just ground beef and Velveeta. It's delicious.
And
I'm a
she named
vegetarian,
it-
but I now make a vegetarian version of that.
Did she name it loose meat, though?
That's what it was called on the menu, because I used to write out the menus.
Oh.
And then I would go to the library, and I remember like the first time I got there, and they were like, "You have it's like it's a group home. Anybody who's listening to this who's ever worked in something like that, they're like, oh yeah, I've totally had a angry 6-year-old take off all their clothes and wield their non-foreskin penis at me like a sword. That could happen, and you just have to be like, okay, I just have to stay away from you and make sure you're calm, because they're like going through a thing, you know. But to avoid things like that
I
happening,
like that you call it non-foreskin penis.
it was a foreskinned penis. It was the one that I remember seeing it and being like, is he okay? And then I was like, I think I've just never seen
a
this.
non-foreskin.
Then you saw when you're like, oh, okay, I got it.
Yeah.
And then, but when I
It's
got
like
there,
covert and overt.
yeah,
Like we were talking about
yeah,
earlier.
like nonplussed and plussed.
Yes.
Like gruntled
That
and
one-
disgruntled.
That if you're nonplussed, that actually means
I know.
you're shocked.
I know. I love saying
People
it too.
always
I love
get it
being like,
wrong.
I was so nonplussed.
And then they're like, oh, so it didn't bother you at all. You're like,
Exactly wrong.
yeah. And then you feel superior.
And then you go, stupid adult, Kirsten. Yeah, but I would go and I would get library books, and I remember showing up with library books, and they were like, good luck. It was the best acting way to, it taught you comedy and act, because they are a brutal audience, and you have to keep them
No, and I heard about the
active.
pillowcases.
Yeah, you have to keep them interested. And it was so fun to like, be with them, and teaches you about community. And if you handle it right, anybody who chooses to work with people who are in some way in a different power position, you're making an agreement to deal with your own internal stuff. So if you can handle it and be conscious of that, you can really learn a lot about how you treat the weaker parts of you, and if you're gonna be kind or not, and what is making you want to like get so mad at that person. And so I loved it, but it was hard. But you can pretty much do anything after you've done that.
It's so this is a compliment that's not going to sound like one.
Okay, I'm ready.
Get ready.
It's my
Strap
favorite
in.
kind.
Hearing you talk, it's reminding me of like, because I've had a few different therapists, each like my team, my mental glam squad.
Yeah, you need.
Take it. It's yours.
Okay.
And hearing things you're saying is like reminding me of bits of all of them in a way, because I had one who felt like when a problem or a challenge crops up in your life, it's there to like make you think like, what do I need to work on? And then I had another who, like what you were just saying, who, technically she was a life coach.
But how you felt about her?
I felt like I would prefer that she was a licensed therapist.
Yeah.
When I talk about her.
Yeah.
So, because I don't like to admit that I ever hired someone that's, if anyone's here is a life coach, get a degree. Then we can talk. So, but she would talk about like all the different parts of you, like you're talking about like the weaker parts of you and stuff. So anyway, have you done a lot of therapy?
I have, and I think I've done a lot of reading, and I do a lot of different things. I'm a very much like whatever gets you to God, whatever that proper noun is, go there kind of a thing. So like, I think I learned that when I decided I wanted to be an actor, because you get like a tool belt. You go to school and you're like, you need to know how to cry on cue, or you need to know how to come inside out or outside in to get to that thing. And I like this concept because for me, one thing doesn't always work, like for anything. And I'm talking about like cleaning my house, to like not having an anxiety attack, to like being not afraid to, I think they all center around fear. But like, I think that it's like how to manage something. I need like 16 tools. So then I can be like, okay, that one didn't work. I got this one. I got this one. I got this one. Because in order to do a lot of the things I want to do, I need to be braver than I am. And so you need to have like a little bit of an arsenal, which I think all of us do, because we all want to stretch a little bit to get what we want. And I think that that's part of the joy. And I write a lot about parts and pieces. I'm super into that. I'm super into like we're all like parts.
Right.
Yeah.
That's one of the things I think, to go back to what we were talking about, one of the challenges of being an adult is pushing yourself and trying to figure out like, well, how, because, now that I'm kind of the boss of me, thank God, how much do I make myself do things I don't want to do? How much, because if I had my choice, I would not have done PE for, I don't know if I would have even gone to school. I remember when I got my license at 16, I was like, I can't believe I'm just driving myself to school. Why am I going there? And so now and I remember being like, I never have to do PE again. I know it's hard to, given this undulating waterbed of a midsection thing I have going on. I got a lot to say about that, but that's also a separate podcast. Anyway, yeah, I did not like PE. That's what all of that was.
Right. I was just quiet because I was like, you're a beautiful human being, and your self-deprecating does not stop that or make that go away.
Thank you.
You're a human being.
That's very nice.
And women have hormones and things, and our bodies look away like we look. And your body has every bit of respect, and you didn't burn down an orphanage. You look like that, and that's beautiful.
Well, that's so nice. There's a part of me that that I'm getting there more and more. But then there's a big part of me that's just like pictures I've seen of myself this weekend. I'm just like, oh my God.
Too. I mean, I do that to myself. It's so easy for me to say to somebody else, like, come on, well, let's all be a village of ladies who are affirming of our bodies, and then alone don't Yeah, we all do that.
Right.
I
It's
get
tough.
it. I get it.
But so anyway, before I started getting on that subject, that then it's like very sticky and I can't get off of it.
Yeah,
I'm
no,
like,
I hear you.
we could, you guys, band, we're not going to do that. I'm just going to talk about my stomach and my postpartum body, which I feel, got to move on. Must move on. We're moving on.
Okay.
Yeah, as an adult, how much do you make yourself do stuff that scares you?
I have a slogan, and it's not. I did not come up with this. It's just I stole it from somewhere. I have a lot of them.
I'm going to steal it from
This
you.
is my most recent one. This is my big question to everybody. You're about to go do something, and then you get nervous, and you're like, "Am I being chased by a bear?" Answer is no. Do it. Like if you're scared and you're like, "Am I?" Because the reason why we have fear, right, is like it's
Right.
old, right? Is a tiger
Primitive,
chasing me
yeah.
right now? No. Or is there something that's actually going to put me in harm? And is the thing that's keeping you from doing it this entire, drama that you build up between here's the thing I want and the distance between me and the thing I want has a lot of bullshit. So like,
Yeah.
if that's the reason why, then go do it. But you have to do it in like bits, and you have to make sure you're not a dick to yourself while you do it. I think that's my biggest problem is like, okay, yeah, you're gonna go do that, and sometimes I'm like, yeah, just be cool. Like, don't be such a jerk. Like, you're doing something that you want to do. Don't get on your case just because you're nervous about it. Because that's another reason I think we avoid it. Because if you go toward the thing, you then have to listen to that part of your brain that's been the whole time going, hey, baby, just stay in bed. Just stay in bed, honey. You're okay.
Everything
You don't
in
got to
due
do
time.
nothing. You don't got to be nobody. It's too late anyway. Just enjoy yourself. Everything's too late. Dreams, you should have given up on your dreams at 7. That's when all the dreams die. So just stop.
Yeah.
Just go to bed and watch a TV show.
Here's one I like.
So like, yeah.
Hey, if it were going to happen, it would have happened by now.
But that's not true. Because
No, I know, but-
yeah, I mean, we're always.
Or is it?
The only reason why you fucking have a thought of a thing you want to do is because you have the right and the want to do it. So if you have it, then you should be doing it. Because it's not about the getting of a thing, it's about the going toward the thing.
Yeah.
That makes you happy. You never fucking hear anybody like, oh, I got the Academy Award, and then I was like, now I'm happy. They were like going toward the thing.
Although Amy Schumer, whom I like, recently posted a side-by-side of Judd Apatow and Howard Stern, and she's like, I just want to thank these two men who helped me realize my dreams in ways no one had before. I was like, wow. Not a lot of people announce that they've realized their dreams.
Yeah, I guess. Or because maybe they're afraid they're not going to have any more dreams once they realize them. But I think actually you make a dream and then you'll just make more. I really do think that.
I literally, and this is a segue, I'm like the queen. I don't know if you knew this about me. I'm the queen
No,
of segues.
I've been listening. You are.
Thank you very much. Sometimes they're clunky, and sometimes you think, that doesn't seem befitting of a queen.
No, I think you've
But-
lubed them up real good. I'm
yeah.
ready.
Oh my God. What the fuck was I saying?
It's a segue. And it's
No, I
beautiful.
know.
You literally.
Oh, I know what
Yeah.
thank you.
You're
Yeah.
welcome.
I literally have had dreams over the years of my band, because we're from the old days. We broke up because we all moved and everything. But I literally will have dreams where I have a show that afternoon and I happen to be in town, but I'm like current day me, but they've still been playing, and will I remember the songs? And the crazy thing is that usually the set goes well in the dream. But as we were preparing for this show, because again, we all live far apart, so we only got in a couple practices, I was thinking, it's weird and it's awesome to be doing this. I literally dreamed about this. But the segue is now, band, come on out. Kirsten, you put yourself somewhere where you're comfortable and where your ears will be protected. You will be coming back out afterwards, but let's get the Angoras out here. You guys, is the little mini cafe set up distracting from the rock? Should I move that? Everyone okay with that? Okay, good. Meow, 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 meow. Here we go. I played a couple clunkers, you guys. I was
amazing.
on stage. I was thinking, I wonder if the audience can tell who's clunking it up. Did you? I feel like you guys are just saying that to make me feel better.
Isn't that part of the aesthetic, though? Is a little bit of clunk?
Yeah.
I think so.
Pull it all back together. Oh, no. Then you pull it all back together.
We're a little dirty.
Paula, your lipstick is so I feel like I'm
You have no idea how much glitter is backstage right now.
I feel like I'm staring at Dorothy's shoes on your lips.
Thank you.
When we were doing sound check, Paula's like, "Oh, what time is it?" Because I gotta glitterize and birdify. Is that what you said? Very fun to have you guys all here. You have a mouthful of Monster Energy water. I don't know if you guys have seen, and I don't know if they're a sponsor for this festival or what, but there's this canned water that looks like beer or an energy drink. Right. And I feel real douchey drinking it, even though I've been drinking it during the shows, because sometimes you need some water. Okay, so we're going to do a segment called Just Me or Everyone, and we have a little song.
Sometimes I ponder on something I have thought or done. Is it just me or everyone?
Does anyone in the audience have a Just Me or Everyone? Put your hand up if you do. If not, I'll just go to the ones that were sent in. I know that I'm surprising you with this. Okay, if anyone has one at any point, just throw your hand up in the air. Don't. Oh, you do? Come on down, and I will let you talk into the microphone. So this is where people write in with things that I've dropped a pic, you guys. Evidence that rock happened. With things that they think or do, and they wonder, is it just me or is it everyone? And we have an audience participant. What's your name?
Jonathan.
Jonathan, hi.
Hi.
What's your JMO?
Whenever I'm going back to my car in a parking lot, frequently the car right next to me, somebody is getting into or out of it.
Yes. I think that, well, wait. Oh, no. No, you come back. So, Baby Yoda. I'm not a Star Wars person at all, but I do like The Mandalorian because I like cute things. So what do you do in that situation then?
I tell one of my friends who thinks I'm crazy.
Right. But I mean, when you're getting in or out of your car and there's also someone doing that, do you just wait for them or are you like, hang on, and then you just do it real fast?
No, I just find it's weird that I'm coming out of like a Target and I'm going to my car, and then it just happens to be that the other people are going to their car that's right next to me.
Yeah. Right. Do you ever feel like you're together on this journey we call life?
I don't know.
No, I don't either. Yeah, I'm always just like, okay, I'm just going to check my phone.
I want to know the etiquette of when you go up to a car and someone starts to get out, but you're waiting to get in, who goes first?
Yeah, I don't know. I tend to like it.
I could jump in real quick and go.
This is the difference between you and me. Because I'm like, I'm going to check Twitter over here. I'll just be over here so that they get out fast. Because that's a lot of pressure for me to get in and out of my car. I recently had a thing, and I tweeted about this because it was it was a big deal. It was a very crowded parking lot. There were 4 spots next to each other, and the 2 people on the out, like in 1 and 4, were each parked like assholes. They were like a little bit over the line. So I had no choice but to just take up 2 and 3. Given my weight issues, it was very triggering. No, I was like, I guess I'm just gonna park like an asshole too. I don't know what to do because I can't fit into a spot. I have to. And then I was very worried that when I came back to my car, 1 and 4 were gonna be gone, and then I would just be like the lone jerk, but they were still there. Yeah, but then someone in response to that wrote, and if that person is here, I hope you enjoy your moral high ground. They're like, just don't park there. 2 wrongs don't make a right. So I said, what would you do? I turned it right back in his face. I said, what would you do if there was the only parking spot and you had to go somewhere? I didn't add that where I was going was a hair appointment. But I mean, what? Just because someone styles hair, does their time not count? Hello. Let's do another Just Me or Everyone. Thank you. Jonathan. Okay. Jerry Morales. Could be Gary. I think it's Jerry. Just mirror everyone. The last 20 years have seemed like just one slightly longer decade. Like I didn't really realize when we went from the aughts into the tens, really, until this past New Year's Day. Hashtag I'm old AF. That means as fuck. Yes, this past December is when I realized, like, oh, the decade is changing. I really have and I did not do one of those posts. If anyone here did, I think they're cool. But I didn't do one of those posts where it's like, this decade I got married, had 2 babies, realized my dreams, put out a book. Blah, blah, blah. I'm not talking about myself, by the way, even though I did some of that stuff. Because I feel like did anyone here do one of those posts? Okay. I feel like those are very look at me. It's just here's my 10 years in review of things that'll make you feel like, what have you done with yourself? But anyway, yeah, I did. Yes,
I was going to
Kirsten.
say that I think this thing that people do where you hear a lot of people do this. They go like, oh my God, can you believe January is over? Can't believe it. And there's always this thing it's already Friday? How did that happen? And it's sort of like this panic, and I hate it. So it makes me so fucking mad when people do it. And again, this is another thing from when I was a kid. People do that. I'm like, I'm never going to fuck. And I think it's pattern recognition. You hear a lot of people go, it's going so fast. You go, it's going so fast. So you look for evidence how it's going so fast to prove to yourself it's going so fast. If you really look at it, I'm sorry, it's been 20 years. However, Earth has been around a long time. And if I don't know the answer to this, but if, let's say, this is not our first time on the marble and you've been on here before, this is just like a second. So it's really, okay, I guess it's fast. But at the same time, it's 20 years. It's a long time.
Yeah.
It's been a long time. If you had to sit and watch something you didn't want to watch for 20 years, you'd be like, that was a long time.
You know when?
That's what I think. I defy this. Things are going too fast.
I had someone talk to me, and they're like, new decade, blah, 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 just reevaluate. I'm like, girl, I've been through so many decades. I can't. This is nothing.
Yeah.
For a younger person, a new decade, though, means a little more. Maybe.
Right.
I don't know.
I know. Well, I do wonder, does it feel like it's going faster because we've just done it so many times?
I read a thing that they said that as you get older, I think it was in Psychology Today or something, as you get older, your brain gets more efficient with things you're used to.
Yeah.
So it's being efficient, which makes you think that time is contracting. You know what I mean? Kind of a thing, but it's just efficient. I don't know.
The thing that, and this does not speak well about what I do with my time, but the thing that actually does make me feel, I don't have panic about oh my God, it's this day again. But the thing where I'm like, it's Groundhog Day is it's always Throwback Thursday. That's an Instagram thing. I feel like it's always fucking Throwback Thursday.
But don't make it Throwback Thursday then.
I don't.
It's up to you to make it a different kind of Thursday.
Right.
If it bothers you, you have to make it
Throw up Thursday.
Throw Up Thursday.
Throw Up Thursday.
Yeah.
That's the day we all take pictures of our vomit and post it. Hashtag Throw Up Thursday.
Again. Jesus.
It's up to you.
Throw Up Thursday is what I call the years that I lived in Orange County and hung out with you guys.
Yeah, Orange County. Oh, wait. No?
Yeah, Orange County.
Okay, here's one. I like when, so if you have it, just mirror everyone to send in, tweet it to @ARIYNBF and use the hashtag JMOE, which is just mirror everyone, or JMO. But so all of these are ones that people sent in. However, occasionally someone will tag me in one that someone else posted, not even realizing that I do this show, but they're like, this is a good JMO. So anyway, and this one went viral. Someone named Alex Christophe said, yesterday my colleague called me a quote unquote book murderer because I cut long books in half to make them more portable. Does anyone else do this? Is it just me?
Wait, what?
I saw that. And I had a
did you see
visceral,
it?
angry reaction.
He
to it.
posted a photo of these paperback books cut in half. I've seen people do this, but I feel like get on the mic, girl.
Anyone would do that? Raise your hand. No. How are you going to give it to somebody else to read in parts, tape it back together?
I feel like when you're like, that's horrible. Does anyone do that? You're not going to get an honest answer.
There's independent thinkers out there.
That's right. Yeah, I've seen people do this, but I feel like usually they're doing it with pulp fiction novels or just books that we don't respect.
Why this? I can't even wrap my head around this. This is to save space?
And the weight of the book.
Get a Kindle.
Yeah.
Just don't like it. I'm trying to find
I
a
don't like it
reasonable
either.
analogy.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, I have my lipstick, and then I just slice off the bit I might use this week. And then you're walking around like the dick with half a book.
Right. You know what I feel like? But I feel like
Also, it's making an assumption that you might not want to go back or forward in the book, or like you always know how fast you read.
Yeah. Yeah.
What if you get to the last page? And you're like,
Right.
Shit.
Right. Exactly.
What happens next?
I don't. Yeah. And how much space? I mean, unless you're reading Gone with the Wind, to use a timely reference, how much space are you even saving in your bag, Tony?
Which half? Like, how are they cutting it? Or are they
Yeah.
You only get the top pages.
I think they're going lengthwise. So yeah.
Story did not make sense at all. It was like just reading the top half.
No, but you'll remember, and then when you read the right part of the page, yeah. Joel Hecht says, sock, sock, shoe, shoe, or get the fuck out. Just mirror everyone. Bert Kreischer, another podcaster, comedian, funny guy, recently said that his daughter does sock, shoe, sock, shoe. I don't do that. That's chaotic.
Sock, sock.
stupid?
Yeah.
Stupid.
Do you care to say?
Who does that? Because that's really fucking stupid.
Yeah.
Anyone?
Do you care to say more?
I
about
actually
that?
do that.
Because your socks are in
Sometimes.
your
You
go sock,
and
shoe?
your shoes are by the entry, so you have to put on a sock and then go down and put a shoe on, and then go back up and put
Right.
on another sock and then put another shoe on.
Right.
And then go.
I'm gonna come back to the fact that apparently you live in a shoeless home.
Yeah.
Kirsten, you go sock, shoe, sock, shoe?
I switch it around.
Okay.
I try to switch things just around. Like I try to if I'm usually eat with this hand, which I do because I'm left-handed, I try to do this. So that's one of the things that when I remember, I'm like, you should just try it. I get a little mad when I do it. Like my insides don't want me doing it. Like deep in my spine, I know it's wrong. But also, am I being chased by a bear? No. So I do it sometimes, yeah.
Is this one of those I'm gonna keep my mind nimble sort of things? Is that what you're doing?
No, I think it's more like your thing about being angry about Thursday. Why?
Right.
Why do I have to do it like that? I think it's more like that.
I remember reading something that was talking about habits and compulsions, and it was talking about the discomfort you experience when you break a habit or when you stop a compulsion. And they were saying, we all fold our arms a certain. I'm going to make everyone do this now. We all fold our arms a certain way. Imagine folding your arm the reverse. Think how uncomfortable it feels. Everyone do it. Does it feel uncomfortable?
Yeah, I don't know what I normally.
I like it.
I can't even do it. It's hard.
It's foreign. It feels like I'm getting a hug from someone else.
Paula?
I'm stuck in my ways.
Yeah, same.
You know what I did yesterday? Maybe this was what threw yesterday off for me.
Oh, what brought on the crystal meth head?
Yeah, and if I'm curious if anyone has ever experienced this sensation, that's the word I'm going with. I needed after the show that we had played in LA, I did not get a shower, and I felt real gross the next day, and so I went into our tiny bus bathroom. And I wanted to change my pants and my underwear, but I kept my shirt and my jacket on. And so that was literally, for a moment, all I was wearing was my jacket and shirt. And it felt great.
I've heard that referred to as porky pigging.
Yeah.
Because he just wore a shirt. I know it sounds like a sex act. It might also be a sex act, but it's also when you just have a shirt on. Tim, shoeless house?
No, I slip into isotoners by the entrance.
Do you really?
I take my sneakers off and put on my slippers.
You did mention last night that you wish you brought your slippers to the Airbnb.
Oh yeah. So many Orange County friends who came up, and you guys, but not Paula because you're in a hotel and I'm in a hotel. You guys are staying in an Airbnb. And you guys all went out last night, and I didn't go. I did an Instagram story about it. It's a whole thing. I just did. Long story. How was it? What have I missed? Have I missed the most fun time?
Ever. No, just kidding. No, it's
Did
lovely.
you guys stay up late and reminisce?
I mean, we had a great dinner, and we.
We had pretty good food.
Yeah, Yeah, I heard it
We
wasn't
were
that
saying-
good.
Yeah, it wasn't that good.
But it was. I didn't miss out.
But that waiter though,
Yeah.
was cute.
Smelled bad.
he had Bia. I didn't notice.
I
Not
did.
notice the waiter smell.
Were you near him?
He hovered near me several times, but there was no.
I thought it was me. He's like, it's that waiter smelled, and I'm like, we just practiced for 2 hours straight.
Yeah.
Came straight here. It might be me.
But you don't think it was Yami?
No. I know it was him.
Okay.
Positive.
Well,
Natural deodorant doesn't do much.
that sounds like I missed quite a night. Okay. Let's see. Oh, here's one that I don't know if anyone will relate to besides me and the one who sent it in. Sarah says, I get really curious when I'm in someone's house who doesn't keep their bread in the freezer. I wonder if they don't care about carb intake or if they don't care about food waste. Oh, wait a minute. I interpreted this differently than she means it. I then try to use other personality clues to guess which kind of person they are. So I don't even keep bread in my house. When I was pregnant, I did though. But now that I am not with child, there's no bread. Like Tim lives a shoeless existence, in essence.
No one else in your household eats bread?
Not if I have my say about it. If they really wanted it, they could have it. But no.
Oh, that's so nice of you.
But
I don't even
if
know-
you,
Yes?
I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
I was gonna say, if you want to have bread in your house, if you wish to have it, why would you put it in the freezer
That's what I'm thrown
when
by.
it's cold? I don't want cold bread. I mean, maybe refrigerator bread, because sometimes, it'll get weird if you leave it out sometimes. But like, I don't understand that. That would make me mad if I only
Yeah.
thought, if they were like, oh, all my bread's in the
Yeah.
freezer. You open and then there's like a beautiful baguette from France and it's in the freezer? That's wrong.
I love that your gesture for freezer was to pull out the lower drawer.
That's in my mind, that's what I did.
Freezer privilege.
Yep.
Yeah. I now finally have a freezer drawer thing, but back in the old days, I was on the Adam Carolla show for years, and Adam and Brian had freezers on the bottom, and I just had a side by side, and the amount of shit that I got for that, for being,
What if you had one on the top?
That's what I
I would
have.
have been fired years before I was.
Shame.
Wait.
Shamey.
You have a top freezer?
Yeah. I
my
live like a
God.
peasant.
TBH, to be honest.
Thank
I
you.
don't see what's. You're welcome. I don't see the side by side. I feel like there's less of everything, but I don't. The freezer on the top is fine. I know it's controversial.
Freezer on the top is
2020.
we have a box that keeps our food cold. We should all just be happy about that, for goodness sake.
Hell yeah.
Finally, somewhere to keep our bread.
Right? Well,
Frozen bread.
I think what she's saying is, if you keep your bread in the freezer, it's either because you're trying not to eat it, or you're trying for it not to go bad.
How about if you're
sounds
trying
like
not
she's being judgy and she's like super keto and like, what kind of asshole is this who's leaving their bread out, just flaunting their bread eating? That's wow. I took it, but I'm probably defensive.
Well, yeah. Now, how about if you don't want bread, don't have it. Just throw it away.
Sarah.
Maybe every once in a while you want a piece of toast, so you're like, I'll put it in the freezer so it'll last forever. Then you pull out a piece and you put it in the toaster oven.
But it
Somebody-
lasts
oh,
forever in the fridge
Somebody's
too.
defending it out here.
I feel like I may have put bread in the freezer at some point.
Becky, come on
Definitely.
down. Okay.
Do it.
Stand up. Stand up.
I freeze everything. I can give tips on freezing things, and we have kids only on the weekends, and we buy bread
Lucky.
for when they're there, and so I freeze it. So I freeze tortilla chips, and I freeze leftovers in individual portions so that I can eat individual portions, and I freeze everything. I freeze cake. I freeze everything.
Do you have a freezer on the bottom or top or side?
I have.
Do you have a separate freezer?
She has a freezer
I
in
have
the
a separate
garage.
freezer and a freezer. Yes, I have a separate freezer in the garage and the freezer on the bottom, which
Read
I think
you
is
like a book.
amazing because then theoretically the veggie drawers are at a very reasonable level, but it hasn't actually helped that situation.
And now the most important question. Do you have a toaster oven?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. All right. And here is our last Just Me or Everyone. Because I know there's some cat owners on this stage. Bex says, my cat loves to put his butthole in my face. I'm talking skin to skin butthole. Why? Just me or every cat? I don't have a cat, although I like cats. I've been painted with this you don't like cats thing, which came from old producer Jeff, who thought it was funny to splice together me saying a bunch of negative things. He like made it sound like I was saying it about cats, which I wasn't. I'm fine with cats. I'm allergic to them. People on stage with cats, do they stick their buttholes in your face?
Mine doesn't, but I haven't trained them to do that.
You should.
I'm sorry. I'm still shocked because I feel very possessive about the carbs that are being hidden. I'm still very like, why are you keeping them out to visit with everyone? No, my cats don't. They do a lot of. They're diabolical, but they don't do that particular
What diabolical
fetish.
thing do they do?
Well, I have one. They're all like found, this cat was in a dumpster or this one. So I have 3 little, and then I have about 9. I have a destruction of ferals outside that I've been systematically catching and getting them, getting them fixed and then releasing them. So they mind their own business and, live their lives. They have a band similar to yours. And the ones though inside, one of them, he just gets mad and I can't figure out what makes him so mad. So like I left some protein bars because I was coming here and I was like, I don't know if there's gonna be food. So I threw these protein bars and he got angry at them and it just peed all over the protein bars. That's really, there's nothing funny about it. It's just.
No, but it's diabolical.
Was that their food?
He's diabolical.
Was that what you were giving
No, it was
them?
my food, and he
I thought you were giving them
does this
protein
too. He does this. This is what I mean by diabolical. I'll feed him, and I'll feed them, and everyone gets fed. The 3 cats, D'Artagnan, Atreyu, Gus, they all get fed. These are their names.
Wait, are they all? I only know D'Artagnan as one of the 3 Musketeers.
Yeah, he's got a mole right here, so it makes sense. He seems swashbuckly.
Are those are those the other 2 Musketeers?
No, Atreyu is from the Neverending Story because I had a dog. I had a dog live for 17 years, and his name was Bastion, so it made sense to have Atreyu.
Sweet.
I know. And then Gus was just his name is he like the rat from Cinderella. And Gus, he was like my first weird feral one, and he will eat his food, and then when the plate's done, I don't know about a cat who does this. It's diabolical. He pees in the plate. Yeah. Like, why? Like, what? It's sort of like, fuck you. No one else is going to use this plate. Boom. Done. And he doesn't, like, he has ever he wants for nothing. And so he doesn't stick his butthole in my face. He just pees on everything.
Well,
I think I'd take a butthole over pee.
Yeah, me too.
That's the interesting thing. You'd think poop is so much grosser. And actually, with human children, it is. But with pets, I think I'll take a poop over a pee.
Well, they lick their butthole clean, so you're getting a clean butthole
Yeah.
on your skin, hopefully.
We could learn a thing or two from that.
What'd you say?
We could learn a thing or two from that, maybe.
I've seen you try to get
Yoga
close,
instructor.
but
If you
get it going.
could lick your butthole clean, would you? And would you never leave the house?
I would change my diet considerably first, and then yes.
Oh, what would you change it to, though?
I don't know, whatever would make it really
Wet
like
wipes?
super clean teen there. I don't know. Yes, that's a good idea.
Freezer bread.
Yeah, freezer bread.
Bread. All right. Let's. We're gonna play some songs again. Now, this feels unnatural to be doing it this much like crossing my arms the weird way. But I think now would be the time to just mention a few things. Kirsten, what else? Do your plugs, please. Let people know where else they can find you this weekend.
Oh, okay. Tonight, I'm going to be at the Swedish American Hall with a podcast called Voyage to the Stars, and that starts at 7:30 tonight. I am on a television program called Criminal Minds that is finishing its final season. The series finale I co-wrote. It's the 5th one I've co-wrote, and it's up my baby because it was like the ending of the series, and that'll come up. And I just finished a short film called Curtains that is going into a bunch of festivals.
Wonderful.
And I sell booze, so if you live in Orange County, go to the Blinking Owl Distillery. Or tell people at restaurants in California, hey, do you guys have Blinking Owl? That's nice.
Please follow me on Instagram and Twitter at Alison Rosen. I'm on Patreon.
Patreon.
Oh my God, that was so...
That's better than I do it. I'm not gonna lie.
I'm gonna agree.
Yeah.
Patreon.com/Alison Rosen. I'm also on Cameo. Listen to my other podcast with Greg Fitzsimmons, Childish. Greg is doing his podcast, Fitzdog Radio, at 4 p.m. today. So go to that if you're looking for something at 4. Thank you to Sketchfest. Thank you to everyone at the Gateway Theater. Thank you for having me. Tony has a podcast, Bizarre Albums, and he's on tour right now with Motion City Soundtrack, but it's winding up.
Yeah. And if anybody wants any Bizarre Album stickers, I have some, so let me know.
And we have Angoras stickers that are, I don't know if the adhesive still works. Yes. Tim, Yami, Paula, anything? Oh, you guys have other bands.
I do have a band. We're at The Heels Rock on Facebook, and you can find The Heels there. That's good.
Tim, Yami, do you guys want to mention anything?
I play in a band called the Suicide Notes, based out of Portland, Oregon, and we're on Apple Music.
Wonderful. Oh yeah, and the Angoras.
Yeah.
Us. Our music is now available all places you not physical stores, but I don't know if those exist anymore. All places you buy and stream music. So go listen to our stuff from a long time ago. All right, let's do this again.
Incredible!
drooled a little bit on that
guys.
one.
Do we exit the stage and let them call us back, or do we just do our last one? Should we just do it?
I want to hear the chant. Angoras, Angoras, Angoras.
You guys are so nice. Thank you.
Dude, thank you so much, Allison, for having us do
Yeah.
this. This is amazing. So fun.
I'm so
fun.
Yeah, so I started telling this story before. Daniel was like, he's like, I wish the Angoras could play it. I'm like, that would be awesome, but I don't know. And then later I thought, why don't I just send them an email? Like, so I just sent you guys an email. So I'm like, I know this is kind of crazy, but, and then really quickly you guys all wrote back and said you're in. And I've just been like on cloud 9 ever since. So we have to do this more often. Now, Tim suggested once every 10 years last night.
Every decade.
Which sounds ambitious. I think we have to do it more often.
Yeah. Why not?
Okay, great.
Okay.
Done.
And I'd like to thank Tony for the crystal meth, by the way.
Yeah, thank you, Tony.
Helped a lot.
And thank you, everyone. This truly is our last song. We have not prepared any more. So, soak this one up.
No,
Enjoy it.
no
love
fakey
it.
encores.
Right.
We
We're not
don't,
gonna
we
come.
don't do that.
We're not
We-
gonna
we
come
let-
out dressed like light bulbs. Sorry, no, you go. No, it's okay. That was a Red Hot Chili Peppers reference that no one got.
Oh. That was good.
Let's do it.
I've got a set of wood and a steak knife, and I got my arms on my side, sharper than my good steak knife. Can I borrow your steak knife? Steak knife, yeah, steak knife. Cuts you can, the bottom, weight is more, not available anymore. Long now, that's not all, suffer will not last.
If I want to eat some corn with the cobs too warm, can I borrow your steak knife? If I want to eat some meat, but I only have a fork, can I borrow your steak knife?
Yeah, steak knife. Can I borrow your steak knife? Steak knife. Yeah, steak knife. Wait, there's more not available anymore. Oh, now, that's not all. This offer will not last. What would you pay? $19.99, $15.99, $10.99, $9.99.
If I want to eat some corn with the cobs too warm, can I borrow your steak knife? If I want to eat some meat, but I only have a fork, can I borrow your steak knife? If I want to rob a nun and I don't have a gun, can I borrow your steak knife? If I want to rob a bank and I only have a gun, can I borrow your steak knife? The
Steak knife! Can I borrow your steak knife? Steak knife! Yeah! Steak knife! Thank you!
Thank you, everyone. Thank you, band. Thank you, Kirsten. Thank you, Tony. Thank you, Sketchfest. Thank you, everyone at the Gateway Theater. Thank you for listening. I love you. Goodbye.
Hey, do you know about the Alison Rosen show? We had a good time, but now we gotta go. Yeah, Alison Rosen is your new best friend.